Alright guys. Let's get one thing straight right from the start, we are all human, and pretending otherwise is just exhausting. We make mistakes, we misread situations, we hold on to ideas longer than we probably should, and sometimes we need a reality check that hits us square in the face. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those moments when you've been holding onto something, hoping it's true, and then life just comes along and says, nope, not happening. It's uncomfortable. It's a little embarrassing. But staying in the dark when the lights are literally flickering on all around you. That's not hope anymore, that's just lying to yourself. And honestly, we've all been there, so no judgment, but maybe it's time we talk about what's actually happening instead of what we wish was happening. Because here's the real story unfolding right now, and it's actually kind of exciting when you stop trying to force it into the shape you wanted. Growth is happening. Real, tangible, visible growth. Sonia Uche isn't just moving forward, she's absolutely soaring, and she's bringing everyone along for the journey. You see it in the projects she's choosing, the energy she's putting out, the way she shows up consistently and authentically. When someone leads like that, with genuine passion and focus, people naturally follow. It's not forced. It's not manufactured. It's magnetic. And whether you've been watching her career from the beginning or you're just now catching on, you can feel the momentum building. That's not something you can fake, and it's definitely not something you should sleep on. Now, let's rewind for a second because to understand where we are, you have to know where we've been. For years, and I mean years, fans have been shipping Maurice, Sam and Sonia Uche together. It became this whole thing, right? People saw their on-screen chemistry, noticed moments behind the scenes, read into social media posts, and built an entire narrative in their heads. And look, shipping is fun. It's harmless when it stays in that playful zone. But somewhere along the way, it stopped being a fun what if and started becoming an expectation, a demand almost, that these two needed to be together in real life because fans had decided it made sense. Here's where it gets interesting, though, because while all this shipping was happening, Maurice was out here living his actual life with Pau. He wasn't hiding it. He wasn't being secretive. He was open, posting, sharing moments, being a real person in a real relationship. And Sonia. She was just as clear, maybe even clearer. Over and over, she said there was nothing romantic happening between her and Maurice. They were colleagues. They were friends. They worked together, respected each other, but that was it. She wasn't being coy or leaving breadcrumbs for fans to follow. She was stating facts. But you know how it goes, when people want to believe something badly enough, they'll find a way to ignore what's right in front of them. The whole thing reached a turning point recently, and honestly, it was kind of perfect in how definitive it was. During a birthday moment that should have been sweet and simple, Maurice said something that basically put the final nail in the coffin of this whole shipping saga. He called Sonia the love of his life, but here's the thing, it was light, it was casual, it was the kind of thing you say about a really close friend you adore but aren't actually in love with. And for everyone who'd been holding their breath, waiting for some grand romantic confession, that moment was the answer. Not the answer they wanted, maybe, but the answer they needed. Maurice and Sonia are not in a relationship. They're not secretly pining for each other. They're not waiting for the right moment. It's just not that story. And you know what? That realization hit different for different people. Some fans probably felt relief, like, okay, now we can stop speculating and just enjoy what's actually there. Others might have felt disappointed, like a little piece of the fantasy they'd built up just crumbled. But here's the honest truth, clinging to old hopes and outdated narratives doesn't help anyone. It definitely doesn't help Sonia, who's been clear about her reality this whole time. It doesn't help Maurice, who's been living his truth openly. And it doesn't even help the fans, because you're investing emotional energy into something that was never real instead of celebrating what actually is real and honestly pretty amazing. Think of it like this, life is constantly flipping pages, opening new chapters, moving forward whether we're ready or not. And Sonia's life, her career, her journey, it's all moving into this really exciting new phase. Would it make any sense at all to keep the book stuck on an old chapter that we've already read 100 times and know isn't going anywhere? Of course not. That's just wasting time you could be spending enjoying the actual story that's unfolding. And trust me, what's happening now is way more interesting than any fan fiction could have been. Because Sonia is creating content that's fresh, that's collaborative, that puts other talented people in the spotlight while she continues to shine in her own right. She's working on movies that are going to showcase sides of her talent we haven't seen in a while. She's building something, and you can feel the intentionality behind it. This isn't random. This isn't just taking whatever comes along. She's choosing projects that excite her, working with people who push her creatively, and showing everyone watching that growth doesn't have to be loud to be real. Sometimes the best kind of progress is the kind that builds steadily, authentically, with purpose. And look, this year is already shaping up to be packed with exciting moments. New projects are dropping. Fresh collaborations are happening. There's a whole lineup of content coming that fans are going to absolutely love if they let themselves get excited about what's actually here instead of mourning what never was. Sonia's talent has always been undeniable, but what we're seeing now is that talent being channeled in really intentional, creative ways. That's what deserves the energy, the attention, the celebration. Not outdated shipping fantasies, but real, tangible work that we can all enjoy. The thing is, when new stories start unfolding, the focus naturally shifts if you let it. It moves to the work itself, the acting, the storytelling, the craft. It moves to the joy that comes from watching someone you admire really step into their power and do what they do best. Fans who get that, who understand that supporting someone means celebrating their actual choices and actual life, those are the fans who are going to have the best experience. Because they are not constantly fighting reality. They are riding the wave, enjoying the journey, and genuinely happy to see someone thriving. And honestly, that's what being a fan should be about anyway, right? It's about the community, the shared love for someone's work, the excitement of seeing them succeed. It's not about forcing them into boxes they've explicitly said they don't fit into. It's not about projecting your own narratives onto their lives and then getting upset when reality doesn't match. It's about showing up, supporting the work, celebrating the wins, and trusting that the person you're a fan of knows what's best for their own life and career. That's real support. That's healthy fandom. Everything else is just noise. Upcoming movies are on the horizon. New collaborations are being teased. Content is being created that's going to give fans exactly what they've been asking for, more of Sonia's talent, more opportunities to see her shine, more reasons to be proud of what she's building. Being part of that journey, really being present for it, means letting go of the old stories that never served anyone and embracing what's actually happening. It means getting excited about the real projects, the real growth, the real future that's unfolding right in front of us. Because at the end of the day, Sonia Uche is going to keep shining with or without people letting go of outdated narratives. But wouldn't it be so much better to be along for the ride, fully present, fully engaged, fully celebrating what's real? Wouldn't it feel better to support her actual choices, her actual projects, her actual life instead of some imagined version that only existed in fan theories? I think it would. I think it's time. If you're watching this video and you've been holding on to those old shipping hopes, maybe today is the day you let them go. Not with bitterness, not with disappointment, but with excitement for what's actually coming. Sonia's got projects dropping, collaborations happening, and a whole career trajectory that's only going up. Be there for it. Celebrate it. Drop a comment and let me know, are you ready to move forward and support the real journey, or are you still stuck on what never was? Let's talk about it. And if you're already on board with celebrating Sonia's actual growth and actual work, then welcome to the party. Let's make this year one to remember for all the right reasons.